Today, these players walk in the shadows of legend. And there is the breakthrough goal.
That's what the fans came to see. That's for the history books.
Del Piero! Big games produce big moments.
Have you seen a more freakish goal in A-League history?
Well, the A-League delivers again.
No one is stopping that.
What an unbelievable strike! And the Mariners have done it! Remarkable!
Auckland FC began life with a bang last weekend, galloping from the starting blocks and making waves both on and off the field. In front of packed stands and passionate fans, Brisbane were comfortably dispatched by the A-League's new boys, but today's task appears much tougher. In town, five-time champion Sydney FC, ready to take on their former boss in his new home office. At the Sky Blues helm, a man who spent 4 years coaching on this side of the Tasman, albeit 600 kilometres down the road in Wellington. A tale of two coaches, Corica and Tele. A story of two cities, Auckland and Sydney. The first chapter in the chronicle of these two football clubs. Welcome to Go Media Stadium for round two action in the Isuzu UTE A-League Men's, live here on Sky Sport. It's Auckland FC against Sydney FC. You arrive on a perfect Auckland day. There's been a bit of rain earlier on, but that has disappeared just in time for the players to make their way out onto the grass. Jacob Spoonley has already dubbed it the new blue. Great to see you, Jake.
Kia ora, Piney. Kia ora, everybody. Oh, it's a scene of the celebration from last week, but football does not wait, and it is time to settle into the business of the A-League. Auckland will have to front up here today as they are up against a sky blue Sydney machine. Forged by victory in the cauldron of Combank last week. It's time for a new fixture, Piney, one with a new name.
Much as they say, it's just another game. Steve Corica and Terry McFlynn from Auckland FC's football department have deep roots in Sydney FC as players, as coaches, as members of the backroom staff. But now they are dark blue and black. Auckland FC, their new home. Another absolutely terrific crowd in attendance here today. It's a long weekend in New Zealand. And some have left town, but others have converged on Penrose and on Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. Just the one change for Auckland FC made by Steve Corica, 21 cap all white. Cam Howison comes into the engine room, replacing vice-captain Jake Brimmer, who's unwell, but will still, we're told, play some part off the bench. Liam Gillian earns a second start, the scholarship player on the left side of attack. Logan Rogerson also there from the start, having scored last weekend. The big news for Sydney is the absence of Brazilian superstar Douglas Costa, ruled out with a hamstring niggle. Not too serious, but enough to keep him out. Corey Holman comes into a deep-lying role. Anthony Caceres pushes further forward. Polish striker Patrick Flamala leads the line after a goal-scoring derby last weekend. There is Jake Brimmer on Auckland FC's bench in 22, the vice-captain. There's a potential debut for 19-year-old Sydney FC defender Will Kennedy. And have a look at this. Wellington Phoenix have crashed the party with a flyby. Shots fired already ahead of the derby next weekend. Don't you love it? Sean Evans is today's referee. Campbell Kirkkawana wore the fourth official. Adam Kersey is in the VAR booth. Owen Goldrick and Edward Cook are the assistant referees today. Auckland boss Steve Corica, a deep connection with Sydney FC. 107 games scored in the first ever A-League Grand Final. Won 2 championships and a premiership for the Sky Blues before guiding them to 2 more championships and a premiership. Ufuk Talay was Corica's immediate On a sun-soaked Sunday afternoon, off we go at Go Media Mount Smart. Two sides who chalked up wins in round one. Auckland FC aiming to become just the second club to begin their A-League life with consecutive wins. The only other one, Gold Coast United. They won their first 3 matches at the start of the 2009-10 season. Sydney FC, meantime, looking to keep alive their own streak. They're undefeated in their last 4 A-League games when facing an opposition for the first time. The last time they lost an inaugural meeting was against Gold Coast in September of 2009. Auckland FC in the dark blue and black stripes attacking the goal to left of screen. Sydney FC in the white shirts and sky blue shorts attacking the goal to our right. Early opportunity for Patrick Klimala to get involved. Couldn't quite control down the right-hand side. Another splendid occasion in the offing, Jacob.
Back-to-back weekends here in Auckland, providing hospitality to Brisbane, and now Sydney. And just got to say a quick shout out to Robbie Feldman, who supplied us with those wonderful stats. They met expectations last week, but Sydney set the standard, Piney, and Auckland will need to elevate to stay in this competition today.
Sydney FC have done some travel, haven't they? They had the derby last week. They've been up to Japan for Champions League action, through Hong Kong and back to Auckland. Sanfrecce Hiroshima was their opposition midweek. Steve Corica had time with Sanfrecce Hiroshima in 2000 and 2001. So another link there. They seem to be all over the place. Pinnick gets this one away for the home side. Here's Popovic. Now Jordan Courtney-Perkins.
Just coming back to Douglas Costa, being back in Sydney, obviously not being able to participate this afternoon. Caceres then steps into a higher role, so he joins the 3 underneath Klimala. What I think that means, Piney, is he's going to take up a narrower position, which in turn means a bigger role for Jordan Courtney-Perkins down the left-hand side.
Here's Joe Lolly, a goal scorer last week. Wahim. Here is Wahim again, squares it back, no one there for Sydney. Holman, now Caceres with the outside of the right foot, and flag up on this near side for offside. Anis Wahim, I think the man who had drifted into an offside position, but as Brisbane did last week, Sydney FC out of the blocks quite quickly.
They are, and this is an example of the fluidity with which they play. But a great line there, Dan Hall anchoring it, and Hiroki Sakai very aware that Wahim had just straight into an offside position. Regardless, Piney, it's that movement, it's the touch, it's the combination that we're seeing early here from Sydney.
New acquisition for Sydney FC, the German Anis Wahim on a 2-year contract. There he is in 8, putting pressure on Nando Peineke. Alex Paulson in trouble, although his clearance not quite what he would have hoped. Auckland FC looking to construct something down the right. Here's Cam Howison into the starting lineup today. He came off the bench last week. Talked a lot about Cam Howison, the lead up to this A-League men's season, a player who's been highly regarded domestically for a long time. And professional football is something that has eluded him as he's remained in Auckland, not anymore. A 21 cap all white.
Definitely serendipity there as professional football came to Auckland. Cam Howison through nothing that he can control, having to stay within the confines of the city. So really privileged to have him in the A-League.
Another slightly errant clearance there from Alex Paulson. Not quite what he was hoping early in this game, but hasn't mattered too much as Auckland FC have it, although Gillian can't control. Here's Lolly, goal scorer last week in the derby, Joe Lolly. Ryan Grant, the vastly experienced Sydney FC right back. 16th A-League men's season for Ryan Grant, bottom of screen, and Sydney FC captain now, of course, as well.
Different haircut now, Piney. Was an early utiliser of a Bondi mullet, Ryan Grant.
Yes, I guess over 16 years things change, don't they? Here's Hiroki Sakai, so influential for Auckland last week. Rogerson off on a run. Nobody in the penalty area at the moment, but Rogerson has earned his side the first corner of the contest. That blistering pace he's known for.
Well, I actually think he's got more time here. If he gets his head up, Logan Rogerson, off the back of a good run, into out, as we saw last week. Popovic knows he doesn't have cover, so he's backed off. Now, if Rogerson can get a look over that left-hand shoulder, he will see the reinforcements arriving late. I think they actually outnumbered Sydney 3-2 there, Piney, so a good chance, not taken, but results in this corner.
Francis de Vries, or Franny as he's widely known, has gone across to bend this one and left-footed. The left back. A few to aim at the 6-yard area. Andrew Redmayne, though, saw it coming, and in his 18th A-League men's season, he's seen a few crosses coming from corners. He safely pouched that one.
Well defended, actually. The men in white and blue today boxed out that back post and ended up being an easy claim for Andrew Redmayne. Guillermo Mai across to halt, momentum down this right-hand side. A lot of the headlines were grabbed by Hiroki Sakai, but Guillermo Mai caught the eye last week. Velcro on the foot. He's also able to navigate his way through a tight space with several defenders around him.
Yeah, had a good game, didn't he? The Uruguayan, number 10. Sydney FC playing Tele ball out from the back. And so you put Tele bottom of screen there, just keeping an eye on proceedings. You won't be that happy with that, although Guillermo Mai's not going to be able to haul that one in. There is Ufuk Tele, playing for Sydney FC, a teammate of Steve Corica's, Wellington Phoenix boss for 4 seasons. Here's Gillian, tricky customer. Meineke tracks back. Alex Paulson's all the way out as a sweeper keeper. Easily dealt with by Matthews. Helped on by Lolly. And now here's Waheem again off on a run.
Waheem has been lively in the 90-plus minutes that we have seen him in the A-League. Does sparkle in the number 10 role underneath Klamala.
Senna, the second Brazilian in their roster. Howison with the cushioned header. Rogerson looking to make things difficult at the back for Popovic. Scramble their way out of it. Here's Grant. Scrapping for every ball. Waheem, he's done well, and done well again. Anas Waheem. He's got Lolly outside if he can find him. Goes the other way instead. Great block by Hiroki Sakai there. Needed to as well.
Already a favourite of the port. Stood in applause off the back of that challenge.
Here's Caceres dancing around on the edge of the penalty area. Auckland just having trouble clearing it at the moment. Now they do. Can they quickly turn defence into attack? Instead, I think Galagos has given away a free kick there. He's come through on Anas Waheem and given away a free kick has Galagos.
It was all a bit messy from Auckland there. They had several attempts to get that ball away. Cam Howison trying to play in the Chilean. I think it might have been, was it Waheem again? He was in the right place at the right time. And Piney, this is a dangerous free kick. That's the result of this phase of play. Mai, the first one, gets his pocket pinched by Matthews. A touch back to Galagos and doesn't get to him because of Waheem's intervention. Now, if I'm Joe Lolly, I'm lining this one up and I'm going to put it in the top corner of Alex Paulson's goal.
All right, let's see if he gets the opportunity to do that. Lolly in 10. Waheem is there as well. Here is Lolly. Well, he was giving it a crack. Alex Paulson, though, comfortable with the save. So first opportunity for Sydney FC. Alex Paulson, the equal of it. Here's Rogerson. Popovic has been dragged out to try and hold his progress. Free kick coming the way of Auckland this time. Corey Holman, the culprit. Through on the other number 6. Louis Verstraete, who was so impressive last week. Verstraete, man of the match in the eyes of many. And earns a free kick for his side. Here's Lolly again.
Oh, it is lovely. Not a bad hit. Not good enough to beat Alex Paulson. Competent goalkeeping.
So a chance for Auckland to line up a set-piece situation. Liam Gillian with the right foot. It would be Francis de Vries with the left into no man's land there on the edge of the penalty area.
It's a very high line from Sydney FC. Andrew Redmayne's going to need to be patrolling in behind the likes of Matthews and Popovic.
It's going to be Gillian to deliver. It's deep towards Redmayne, and easy pickings for the former Socceroos goalkeeper. Game number 270 in the A-League men's for Andrew Redmayne, his 9th season with the Sky Blues.
Unfortunately, with all that space, all Gillian was able to do is pick out the large, high-vis custodian.
Anas Waheem has started brightly, hasn't he? He seems to be involved in every passage of play.
Well, the Port's found its voice. Pushing Auckland forward here.
Through Rogerson. He's just struggling to hold on to it at the moment. It's really good play from Jordan Courtney Perkins, taking it off his toe. Another little cheap shove in the back there. Hiroki Sakai is quick to apologise to Leo Senna.
He'll be sitting alongside Corey Holman at the base of the midfield for Sydney FC today, but he does like bursting forward at times. Had a shot early doors in the derby last week. This time trying to get beyond Hiroki Sakai. Still can't believe Jordan Courtney Perkins is only 21, Piney. He's been a fixture of the league for so long.
Yeah, 68th game today. He seems to have been around for a longer time than that, or longer than his 21 years would suggest, but yeah, a fixture, as you say, on the left side of Sydney FC's defence.
Part of a young brigade at the back for Sydney. Matthews only 20 and Popovic 22.
Here's Lolly, the Englishman. Dealt with by Verstraete, but not all the way away. Lolly's going to get another opportunity, but can't find his mark. Just a bit too clever in Auckland's midfield by Howison, and that is a foul by de Vries on Lolly. Joe Lolly wants Sean Evans to perhaps issue a further sanction.
Well, Gallegos thinks that this should have been a free kick well before Sean Evans blew the whistle. Cam Howison with some nifty footwork, didn't come to anything, couldn't find a man in blue and black. But off the back of contact from Corey Holman. He's asking the question, but then it's more of an NRL style tackle from Frankie de Vries.
Well, the Warriors play here, don't they? Wouldn't have looked out of place in an NRL match. But plenty of passion in this one in the first 15 minutes as Sydney FC line up another set-piece opportunity. Waheem leaving it for Lolly. Barnaker gets the header away. Auckland FC just looking for fast break opportunities, and another one was just about to present itself there. Steve Corica up in his technical area, wanted to get things going quickly, but Liam Gillian decides to leave it for De Vries.
Can only imagine that Sean Evans didn't go to his pocket to caution Francis De Vries, because we've just ticked over the first 15 minutes, and often there's more licence provided to referees in the opening stanza.
Wahine does well and frees up Popovic. There's some room out left for Jordan Courtney-Perkins. Holman. And Caceres has dropped deep and wants a return pass, Anthony Caceres. He's unceremoniously barged off the ball, but fairly, says the referee. Liam Gillian's off after this one and should be able to haul it in. Ryan Grant is there and uses his experience. Ryan Grant, that's excellent defending from the former Socceroo.
Well, it's good play to recycle it here from Sydney. Ends just as soon as I comment on it, Piney, as per.
Neither side really that keen on going long. Wants to try and pass out from the back. It can come unstuck, as it has there for Auckland. But they've regained it now. Howison. And De Vries has kept that in. Oh, just a bit helter-skelter at the moment. Guillermo Mai hasn't had the ball stick in the centre-forward channel too often in the first 17 minutes.
Well, Ufuk Talay was barking at his back line. I think what he's seen is an assertive effort from Coleman and Senna. They're doing well to make sure Howison doesn't get on the turn. But the back four, namely Popovic and Matthews, just a little bit too deep at the moment. If the pressure does get applied in midfield, he wants that back door to be shut, Ufuk Talay.
Mai's dropped very deep to recycle there for Hiroki Sakai. Rogerson can't find him with the return pass. He is fouled though going back, Logan Rogerson.
Well, he won the first round, Jordan Courtney-Perkins. Combative effort inside the first 10 minutes. This time he concedes the free kick. Logan Rogerson ends up on the turf. Not much in that. Welcome to the A-League.
Been a good couple of weeks for Logan Rogerson. A goal for the All Whites against Malaysia. A goal last week on his Auckland FC debut. As Gillian stayed on side here, I think he has, and then he gets away from Ryan Grant as Liam Gillian driving into the penalty area. Grant's got back and puts it behind for a corner. Liam Gillian busy.
I think he's surprised a few, Liam Gillian. Been industrious in his first 90 minutes. Was often part of anything good that Auckland did last weekend. He started lively again here.
So it'll be De Vries again, this time to bend it away from Andrew Redmayne's 6-yard area towards the far post, bouncing around in the penalty area. No room for a shot for Auckland FC, but they should get the chance to recalibrate here. De Vries. His attempted cross cut out. And here come Sydney FC with a bit of a mini break with Anas Wahine. Shot comes in and tipped around the post by Alex Paulson. Or did he not take a touch? He let it go from centre, I think.
Had a lot of time and space, did the Brazilian, allowed to travel a long way. See here, doesn't really even cut in, Piney, just ambles towards the centre of the field, trying to bend that one into the back post. Then actually gets a kiss on the outside of Alex Paulson's upright. It all came about because Auckland were waiting for a free kick that never came. Might have been Matthews that had a bit of a high foot with the Strata attempting to hit it. And from there, Auckland never really reacted.
Hiroki Sakai set up Auckland's first ever A-League men's goal last week with a low cross across the 6-yard area, which was turned into his own net by Harry van der Saag. Now there's Rogerson on side here. He's got away from his marker, Logan Rogerson. Good save by Redmayne. Flag stayed down on the far side. So that's the pace that Logan Rogerson possesses. Galagos wins it back. Brings Rogerson in again. 3 to aim at in the area. Cross is good, away by Grant. And then Lolly. Attempted volley by Galagos. And it all fizzles out.
What we're going to see here, Piney, is Sydney decided to press. There was a call from the midfield, I think it came from Caceres, and they wanted to go and pressure Pinaka. That meant that there was a lot more space in that midfield, and Liam Gillian again just dropped inside onto his left shoulder and punched it into Verstrata. And that's the opposite of what Ufuk Tale wanted. That time his back line was high, but the pressure in the midfield wasn't there.
Auckland have it back through Gillian. Pinaka, no nonsense. Galagos, forward towards Guillermo Mai. Here's Mai! What a great sliding tackle from Courtney Perkins. Hat to as well. Mai has it again and shoots! Guillermo Mai, eye-catching action from the Uruguayan.
Well, Auckland are up now. It's a little bit of electricity here at Mount Smart. Off the shoulder that time, Guillermo Mai just drifting off Popovic. In behind Courtney Perkins, who does wonderfully well to recover. And in onto that left foot, trying to wrap it around the ball. Looking for that top corner. And Andrew Redmayne had everything under control, including his reaction and a little bit of the serve to his fullback.
Excellent from Holman, retaining possession for Sydney FC. The first quarter of the game has gone by very quickly. His centre. Touched by Wahim, cut out by Verstrata. Really good from Louis Verstrata. Now can Liam Gillian nip it past his man. Corey Holman was the man back. They're going to get going quickly, but 2 balls on the pitch. Sean Evans wants that rectified.
Well, that's very smart midfield play. Ryan Grant had stepped, and his absence meant a gap at that right fullback position. Quickly occupied there from Holman.
Again, Guillermo Myers come out of that centre-forward channel to try and create something. Certainly not your traditional centre-forward.
Well, that should have been a throw-in for Sydney. You can rightly feel aggrieved. And
they've got it back, and Senna's done really well here. There's a foul by Galagos on Leo Senna.
Well, he's been in Sean Evans' ear about every decision, whether or not it's given to Auckland or Sydney. The Chilean has been challenging. He's not happy with some of the calls that are being made by the man in the centre. Suggest the accumulation in combination with him chatting his way into a yellow card there, Piney.
Just the 3rd player from Chile to feature in the A-League men's competition, Felipe Galagos.
You can hear a helicopter hovering above Piney. Wonder if we've got another message from Wellington.
Ryan Grant calling for this one over on the right-hand side. It's gone over the top of him from Redmayne. Ufuk Tale issuing instructions in the technical area. Sakai. To put the afterburners on, then cuts inside, looking for an incisive pass. Couldn't find Howison, who was off on a run.
That was lovely from Laosina.
This one's through to Guillermo Mai. Mai onside at the moment. And another sliding challenge, this one from Hayden Matthews. And now I think the flag has gone up, so it always looked as though Guillermo Mai might have gone a bit further ahead of the last man than he had planned to.
There's a clear intention here. As soon as Auckland get on the ball, Guillermo Mai is looking to play on shoulders. He's dipping into the space behind the fullbacks. It's about the third or fourth time we've seen that run from the Auckland number 10. But Matthews stood up tall there. Great intervention. Ultimately, no credit though, because the offside flag was raised.
Yeah, one of the more promising central defenders going around, Hayden Matthews, still just 20 years of age, the sky blue centre-back.
Formed a solid combination with Gerwood Wright last season. Of course, the former Sydney man, now in the MLS with St. Louis.
Two South Americans there. Mai, the Uruguayan, Senna, the Brazilian. Here's Holman. Senna can't find his man, although it will eventually make its way through to Courtney Perkins. Four games so far in round two of the Isuzu UTE League men's. Newcastle beating Macarthur Friday night. 1-1 draw between Adelaide and Central Coast yesterday. Then Melbourne victory winning the derby 3-1 over Melbourne City, and Wellington Phoenix out west picking up their first win of the season, 2-0. Following this game, it's Western United against Western Sydney Wanderers. Ball across the face of Alex Paulson's goal. Joe Lolly unable to track it down.
We've seen him down his own end defending, but Jordan Courtney Perkins that time with a lung buster to get to the byline. Wasn't a bad effort, Piney, but slightly overcooked. Couldn't find Lolly at that back post.
Here's Grant. Pretty tight area down here. And that came off Joe Lolly last. Rogerson looking to put himself about again, this time over on Auckland's left. Estrada with his no-nonsense style of winning possession for his side. Sakai. Howison. Gallegos. The cross is good. And flying in at the far post, Logan Rogerson looking for goals in back-to-back matches, the all-white striker.
Well, that was well worked by Howison, De Vries and Gallegos. Howison with the decoy run, allowed Gallegos to get half a yard of space, and then Logan Rogerson with his best impersonation of Haaland. Just throwing the studs at that one, trying to guide it towards the back post.
Man down for Sydney FC. Corey Holman just getting a bit of strapping on the left ankle.
Well, the Port are enjoying themselves again, half an hour into this one, and Auckland competitive. Cosmopolitan, Piney. The Estonian flag and the Colombian one.
Universal language. Yeah, plenty of colour, plenty of noise, lots of vibrancy and energy in the A-League's newest active support section. Steve Corica said during the week he wasn't really sure how he was going to feel coaching against the team he has such a deep association with.
Got to know the personal history between these two, Steve Corica and Ufuk Talay. At the start of the relationship, Stevie Corica was jet black. Now, very different.
Back underway, half an hour gone. Still goalless here at Go Media. De Vries steps in. Wins the throw and wants to take it before the referee can change his mind, which he does now. And a bit cheeky from Francis De Vries. There's Jonathan Gould, the Auckland FC goalkeeping coach.
I suspect Campbell Kirk Kawana was having to do some diplomacy. The former Celtic man, also former Stoke City goalkeeping coach. A couple of questions there about the decisions that are happening on the field. A little bit of frustration on both sides here, Piney.
Jonathan Gould's son, Matthew, also a goalkeeper, currently on the books of Yeovil Town. This is Joe Lolly getting some treatment, some attention from the Sydney FC medic.
Well, Ufuk Talay will not want to see this. It's been a very demanding week. Joe Lolly now down on the ground. Douglas Costa already back in Sydney. Bouncing, Piney.
Yeah, this doesn't look entirely promising for Joe Lolly. He's walking rather ruefully towards the line. I wonder whether there's going to be a change needed. Patrick Wood, Jaden Kucharski are possibilities for Ufuk Talay.
Also Sigicic. They played last night in Perth, and yet the Wellington Phoenix is still able to get a presence here at Mount Smart today.
We simply cannot wait for the derby next weekend. Don't miss that one. Set to be fireworks and some fantastic footballing storylines at Sky Stadium next Saturday.
A few barbarians from the north heading south as well. The Port will be present. There will be a number. It will be special, Piney. Down one end you'll have the blue and black, and then the yellow fever at the other of Sky Stadium.
As it should be. As it should be. I hope there's hundreds heading south from Auckland FC in blue and black. What an occasion it promises to be. First order of business for Auckland FC, though, is to get something out of this one. Estrata misses his touch. Waheem has it. Off goes Klamala by Hall, who puts it behind for a corner. We've got a man down here for Sydney FC as well.
It looks to be Joe Lolly, Piney. This is not a good look. This is not what Ufuk Talay wants to see, and he's already having a chat to Jaden Kucharski, it seems. Trying to play on, and we see him there down on the deck. That is not the look of a man that believes he can continue.
That is a great shame for Sydney FC. Their reigning player of the season, the Englishman. 19 goals in his 56 games, third season at the club. And I think there's a change coming clearly here for the Sky Blues well before it was planned. Patrick Wood, I think, is going to be the man. Signed a one-year extension last week, keeping him at Sydney FC until the end of next season with a one-year option. Ufuk Talay, meantime, is making a point to Corey Holman, and that will be it. And it looks like it's the groin that favouring. What a shame for the Englishman and for Sydney FC.
The reigning Alex Tober medalist inching towards the sideline. And then we see Patrick Wood entering the fray. Disappointing to see Lolly exit, but Sydney FC are not short of depth. Wood winning out over the likes of Sigicic and Kucharski.
Great to see Patrick Wood out there. He had that long injury layoff last year, was back in time for the finals, but He had a very good pre-season from all accounts. Patrick Wood, he'll be keen to show what he can do out there. And the first time of asking the set-piece situation. Hall gets that one away for the home side. Well played by Guillermo Mai. Is there a fast break on here? Can Mai get a foot in there? Can't. Good defending from Sydney FC in the middle part of the pitch. Here is Patrick Wood's first opportunity. And he, I was going to say, has won a corner. Bit of confusion at the back there for Auckland. And Painaka eventually gets it away for a throw.
Leo Senna there did a wonderful job. The intervention on, I think it was Guillermo Mai, so important as Auckland were breaking.
Here's Wahine. Jordan Courtney Perkins had come central and the ball flew past him. Now can Sakai fly past Courtney Perkins? He can't. And no foul, says referee Sean Evans. Rogerson can't find a teammate. Bit of head tennis in central areas. Corey Holman gets a foot on it and is fouled. Uwe Strata that time on Corey Holman. Those two are having a good battle, the two Sixers.
Yeah, we saw Holman receiving instructions from Ufuk Tale before. No better mentor from the for the young Sydney sider. Ufuk Tale occupied the very role that Holman is in today. Seen his full range of skills as well, Piney. Seen him on the ball dictating play, but also his disruptive defensive efforts.
Arnis Wahine plants it into a dangerous area. Painaka with a good header away. Wood tracking back. Here is Patrick Wood. Couple of good involvements since his arrival. Can't continue that attacking move. Senna sitting deep and we get back to Redmayne. Come back for the foul by De Vries on Grant. This is Auckland FC's last home game for over a month. They've got the derby next week, then the bye, then the international break, then Unite round in Sydney where they play Macarthur before returning home to face Newcastle here on Saturday, November 30. So a couple of home games to start the season and then a month without one.
Well, it's a willing match. It's been played in front of another decent attendance for Auckland FC. Suggestions before the match that it go 13 or 14,000.
Roughhouse challenge on to the penalty area on Liam Gillian. It was okay, says referee Sean Evans, who had a good view. Just the one attempt on target for each side so far. So we approach the 40-minute mark. Guillermo Mai tries to fashion another one. Clever from the Uruguayan, but couldn't find the target.
Well, again, there's a steady stream of chances coming down the left-hand side. Francis de Vries pushing on, looking to combine with the likes of Cam Howison and Liam Gillian. They lay the foundation for a snapshot from Guillermo Mai. There you go, two-thirds of the attacks, Piney, down the left-hand side.
They'll use that channel again now. Gillian tries to latch onto that pass. The visitors, though, calmly will negotiate that one out of their defensive third. They just about did. Auckland have got it back now, and Guillermo Mai has it. Rogerson's in the area, so too Howison. Guillermo Mai. Howison. Corner results.
Well, it was intricate from Sydney, but they played themselves into trouble. And Guillermo Mai, again, one of the key threads in this attack. De Vries finds him between a thicket of blue and black and white. It's just the wrong side of Howson, who's sliding into that near post.
Crowded 6-yard area. Ball's planted into it. Out to De Vries. Helps it back in. Sakai with the header. Rogerson with the header. Mai with a header. Sakai, Rogerson, Mai, and then Redmayne. This one's forward the way of Logan Rogerson. He sets off. He's got Sakai with him. Guillermo Mai is there too. Another corner results. So Logan Rogerson not quite able to find that delivery back across goal.
Well, they'll get a second chance here, Auckland. Backing up the pinball that happened from the previous corner. Unfortunately, it was just basically a game of keep-up before it found its way to Andrew Redmayne. No one with a decisive touch. But yet again, congestion for Redmayne to navigate.
De Vries, again, a heavily populated 6-yard area. I'll try something different this time. Gillian and De Vries trying to fashion something over there. It's all fizzled out, rather.
Well, let's give credit to Leo Sena again. You could see what Auckland were trying to do. He was the first one out. He stood Gillian up and didn't allow him to jink back in onto that right foot or lay the foundation for Francis De Vries.
Klamala trying to get involved. He's dropped deep to do so. Hasn't had a heck of a lot of the ball, Patrick Klamala. Meantime, Guillermo Mai is protesting about some roughhouse treatment he believed he received.
Well, I've got to say, if the free kick for Lolly on De Vries was given, then that one should have been given, Piney. Very, very similar. It's actually quite hard to predict how Sean Evans is going to decide here at times.
Sakai gets a lucky bounce. Can't continue the attacking move. Heinecker is the furthest back for Auckland and nods it back to his all-whites teammate Alex Paulson. Couple of minutes of regulation time in the first half to go here at Go Media. Courtney Perkins with a good defensive intervention, and then Logan Rogerson gets back, is tripped up. Jordan Courtney Perkins and Logan Rogerson having a good wee battle down Auckland's right-hand side. Klamala onto Patrick Wood. Is this going to open up for Wood? Back in numbers, Auckland. And Patrick Wood unable to score what would have been his 10th A-League goal.
Well, there's breaks, there's half chances at the moment at either end. But even though both sides are getting in amongst the opposition or in behind, the one-on-one defending has been very disciplined. Matthews at one end, now Heinecker. Never gave Patrick Wood the chance to get him behind.
Into the final minute of regulation time. We may have 2 or 3 extra minutes. Joe Lolly, of course, received treatment, and also Corey Holman got some treatment too, so there could be an extra 3 minutes or so added at the end. We'll find out in a minute. Gillian sprints after this one and is going to get there, Liam Gillian, but Hayden Matthews is back and flag up anyway.
Well, a bit of excitement initially. I actually think Gillian could have delivered that a lot sooner, Piney. Rogerson is making a beeline for the back post. Brought to a halt, though, on the wrong side of the City defence.
Confirmation of 3 extra minutes minimum at the end of this first half. It's going to start with a Sydney FC free kick.
We've seen a number of goals from set pieces so far this season. It has been an early avenue to the back of the net. Sydney with a chance to nick a goal right on the verge of half-time.
Waheem's going to deliver. Hangs it up in the penalty area. And this comes in. Well, it looked good off the boot of Corey Holman, but not troubling Alex Paulson's goal. He made good contact.
It's off the back of a deflected free kick into the box. It's away by Pinnaker, and it is a solid hit. We'll get a look here. Paulson, never concerned. Excitement in the commentary box.
Well, he's never scored in the A-League, Corey Holman. 27th game this afternoon for the 21-year-old. That would have been an eye-catching way of opening your account. Another game of head tennis before Mai hops it on for Gillian. Rogerson is calling for it on the far post. If Gillian can find him, he checks back instead. Liam Gillian can't find room for the shot. Liam Gillian, a little nick off Ryan Grant for a corner, but Logan Rogerson was screaming for that on the far post.
Well, let's credit the play here, because Liam Gillian has been stretching the Sydney back line for the first 45 minutes. Ryan Grant can't get back to recover. He's got to release the ball, though. The first option is Gillian. The second one is Guillermo Mai, coming in on the top of the box, and then it's the third opportunity that he eventually takes. And Ryan Grant, yet again, see the patience in that one-on-one block, getting the ball up and over Redmayne's goal.
Yeah, such a good defender, isn't he, Ryan Grant? Francis de Vries to take the resulting corner. And that's gone behind for what will be another one off the head of Patrick Wood. Final few seconds of the extra 3 minutes. This could be the last action of the first half.
And this is time for Andrew Redmayne to earn his money. Needs to keep his troops on their toes.
De Vries again. All the way over towards Sakai, and he can't divert it back across goal. Sean Evans brings the first half to a close. Plenty of vigour, lots of intent, not a heck of a lot of precision, and not too many clear-cut opportunities. Half-time here at Go Media Matsmart Stadium, goalless between Auckland FC and Sydney FC.
Welcome back to Goalkeeping Stadium, where it has been a riveting first half. There have been plenty of chances, but as yet there are no goals in this game. Auckland FC currently 0-0 with Sydney FC. The big boys have come to town, and Kirst, so far Auckland FC are doing a pretty decent job of standing up to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that first 20 minutes, you know, there was a lot of pressure from Sydney FC. They came out firing, as did Brisbane Roar last week. And then, you know, Auckland did really well, though, when they got back in their low block. They were able to sit in and get really tight and compact, and they made it very hard for Sydney to play through or around.
And as we look here at some of the chances that both teams have had through this match, what have you seen from both of their attacking setups?
Oh, I think what's been great to see is that Auckland has really been trying to attack those channels with Gillian and Rogerson, and they're starting to cause Sydney FC problems at the back. You know, they're so quick on the ball, and when they're driving at pace with it at their feet, they're getting in behind and getting in on the goal.
Hoping to see more of that in the second half, of course. Is what do they need to do to put some of these chances home?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, one hasn't gone in the back of the net just yet. But I think they're getting closer, you know, they're getting more chances. And it's just when they're in there having that moment to just, you know, take a breath and try find the back of the net in bottom corners or top corners, whatever it may be.
We're seeing Auckland FC at the moment dominating a lot of the proceedings here. A word, I suppose, on Sydney's defence as well that has been able to keep them out pretty well.
Yeah, there's been some quality defending from Sydney FC at the back. We've seen Grant make some great last-ditch tackles, as has Courtney Perkins. But I do think that the likes of Rogerson and Gillian are getting in behind, and they are causing a lot of problems for them when they are getting them on the counter in those channels, because both Brian Grant and Courtney Perkins like to bomb on, and they like to get high and join in on the attack.
Oh, Liam Gillian there. I really thought he was going to get one home. Let's have a look, though, at the half-time stats. In this 0-0 draw so far at half-time, is anything standing out to you there?
I mean, look at the passes and difference in possession there, with Sydney FC having 213 passes to 127. I think that shows how they like to, you know, really dominate the play and keep possession, and it's just about Auckland FC being able to take those chances when they do get them.
And one of the key men involved for Sydney FC, particularly in regards to that early stage of proceedings when they were applying a lot of pressure, and that was Joe Lolly. We talked about him ahead of the match, the influence that he has had on the team last season and already early on this season. We look at him go to work now. Unfortunately, he's had to come off with injury. What did you see from him?
Oh, you know, he just brings so much quality on the field for Sydney FC. He was causing Auckland so many problems in that first 20 minutes and that first half until he had to come off, which is a real bummer. So I really hope that it's nothing major for Lolly or for Sydney FC, because he is such an important player for them and for the A-League.
Yeah, not having Douglas Costa, of course, and now losing Joe Lolly. You'd have to think that Auckland FC, though, will be sniffing their opportunities in the second half, including Guillermo Mai, who once again, for the second week in a row, has had some moments that have lit Go Media Stadium alight.
Oh, Jermamai, I mean, he is such a great player, and I think we're only going to see more and more for him throughout the season. He's just quality, you know. His ability to be able to control the ball under pressure from not only one defender, but two defenders, and then link play with players underneath him is just unbelievable. And then his movement and his ability to bring others into the game is world class. So I'm just really excited to see what else he can bring this season.
Yeah, if there was one key thing that you want to see from Auckland FC in the second half, what would it be?
Oh, just put in one in the back of the net. I mean, they've had enough chances already. I think it's come in, and I think they can do it, you know. It'd be massive for them to go 1-0 up over Sydney FC.
Well, next weekend is shaping up as a massive one for sport fans. Prepare for an early alarm. The All Blacks taking on England on Sunday, November the 3rd. First, though, it's A-League Derby Day. Yes, New Zealand's first ever professional football derby in Wellington. We've got extensive build-up for you for that one, all getting underway at 4 p.m. We already cannot wait. Imagine how confident Auckland would feel going into that if they could sneak a win here at Go Media Stadium today. The home side with it all to play for in the second half is Auckland FC and Sydney FC level at 0-0.
Goalless at the break at Mount Smart Stadium. Plenty of entertainment though for the massive crowd that's turned up. Dance moves alongside the giant slide at that end of the ground. Throngs and throngs of people here today. No goals for them to enjoy just yet. But they'll be hopeful of some in the second half. A couple of players have caught the eye, including one of the new recruits for Sydney FC, the German attacking midfielder Anas Wahim. He's looked good.
He's been busy, Piney, and we saw him combine well with Joe Lolly before the Sydney FC number 10 had to leave the field, but Sydney seemed to change a gear when he gets on the ball. His touches, he brings a rhythm, brings a tempo to their play. And in terms of finding a way past Alex Paulson here, I think he's going to be the most likely route to goal.
Yeah, the loss of Joe Lolly was significant for Sydney FC. Such a big part of what the Sky Blues are all about. But in Patrick Wood, they have a similar type of player. For Auckland FC, Logan Rogerson, a goal scorer last week. He's been busy and energetic as he's looking to double his tally in game 2, Jake.
Well, he's had to be patient as well, Piney. He's been making runs in behind with great frequency. We see here one of those runs ended up with a blocked cross. It's often down the left-hand side, though. Liam Gillian is breaking in behind, and he's really trying to get in behind Jordan Courtney Perkins. He does so here again. Perhaps the finish could have been driven low and across Andrew Redmayne, because he did have black and blue shirts in the middle of the park looking to feast on any scraps that might come their way.
He'll be looking forward to next weekend. 3 seasons at Wellington Phoenix. Just the 11 games, though, there, and a couple of goals. Germany, Finland, Armenia, and now back to Auckland. Heard him say in a media interview during the week that all he was focused on was Sydney FC, but in the back of his mind was the trip down State Highway 1 to his old employers next Saturday.
Can't look beyond Sydney. Simply too good. Some 45 minutes in front of us here, Piney.
Second half underway. Auckland FC now kicking from left to right in the dark strip towards their active support, the Port. They were behind the goal right of screen. They'll be letting Andrew Redmayne know that they're there. The Sky Blues with that colour on their shorts, the white shirts attacking the goal to our left. No goals in the first half, just the one attempt on target each. Joe Lolly's free kick and Logan Rogerson with an attempt that Andrew Redmayne was the equal of.
Klamala has gotten up gingerly. Some suggestion that Gallegos might have raked a stray stud down his calf there. Roof will look towards Sean Evans.
It's Guillermo Mai. Exactly what Kirsty Yallop was saying at half-time, that Guillermo Mai is quite comfortable with a defender on him, or even 2 defenders, able to bring the ball down in those high-pressure situations.
What he's able to do, Piney, is get himself into a position where he can not only hold up the ball, but keep either 1 or 2 defenders at bay.
De Vries on his less favoured right foot, and a bit too much on that from Francis De Vries.
This is a theme from the first half. Auckland advancing the ball competently enough, breaking, creating chances, but there hasn't been too much in the way of end product.
First demonstration of the presence of the Port behind Andrew Redmayne's goal there. Nothing he wouldn't have experienced before.
Patrick Wood's first touch there, nice enough. Unfortunately, the second was his face. That's the reason why we've got to throw into Auckland FC. to really seen Tamaki Makato Falcon fighting.
Foul on wood that time from the Belgian Louis Verstraete. First time he's played outside his home country, Verstraete. Long way from home, but has made an immediate impact. Very, very good last week, as mentioned in the first half. It's Alexander Popovic, on loan from Korean club Gwangju. Howison unable to find Mai that time. Here is Popovic, taken away from him by Howison, but he can't find Rogerson. All a bit messy here as Sarko puts it into the back of Verstraete. Dan Hall says, I've had enough of this, and it launches it over to Liam Gillian, who brings it down beautifully. De Vries is in close attendance, it goes outside. He's Francis De Vries, and now Howison. Crucial intervention from Alexander Popovic. He's come off second best, though. And Cam Howison's not in great shape either, so I'll bring play to a temporary halt here. But eye-catching from Gillian and De Vries down the left.
Well, it was decisive from Dan Hall. He fixed the scrappy phase of play right before this chance. And Liam Gillian cutting in. And there the play just stumbles a little bit. Francis De Vries has to recalibrate, and it means that the run that Cam Howison's making stutters and allows Popovic to get a very important block in. It looks to be a painful one, Piney. Both players fully committed.
So Corey Holman is down, and I think they're going to make a change here. I think Corey Holman, it's the universal signal for the change, the circling of the hands. So Corey Holman is going to join Joe Lolly in being substituted well before time. Adrian Segicic perhaps is the most likely replacement.
Looks to have been ready. This has been a costly trip, though, Piney. Douglas Costa, Joe Lolly, and the very impressive Corey Holman, the latest to depart.
Indeed it is. Adrian Segicic scored Sydney's goal against Sanfrecce Hiroshima Wednesday night. Had a year on loan in the Netherlands, where one of the coaching staff at FC Dordrecht was former Sydney FC star Pascal Boskart. No-nonsense central defender. Here is Adrian Segicic into the action as Corey Holman departs.
He's one to keep your eye on as well. Be interesting to see where he ends up. Will Caceres drop back into the defensive midfield role? And Segicic taking up a more advanced position. 20-year-old, a lot of promise, Piney.
Popovic showing no ill effects of his knock in the penalty area with Cam Howison. Verstraete is fouled in some heavy traffic there. So Lolly and Holman have departed for Sydney FC. Wood and Segicic are on for them.
And what you'll see is Senna and Caceres now anchoring the Sydney midfield. Wahine down the left and Segicic down the right, with it looks to be Wood playing under Klimala.
Mai is furthest advanced for Auckland, dealt with easily by Matthews. Gallegos, good touch by Howison into the path of Gillian. Howison continues his run. Gillian just into some heavy traffic there, but De Vries picks it up. Gallegos. And that skims off the shins of Ryan Grant, and behind for another Auckland FC corner.
Well, they haven't spent long together, Auckland FC. Only 3 halves of competitive football, but we've already seen interchange. We've already seen understanding and combination. Cam Howison with Mai, and that time Howison laying the platform for Gallegos to burst forward.
7th corner of the contest for the home side. Gillian to take. Good punch by Andrew Redmayne. All the way up to halfway. Gallegos plants it back in. Easily dealt with by the Sky Blues. Segacic involved over there. That was aimed for Klimala. Adrian Segacic has had an energetic introduction. Still there for Sydney FC, Klimala, little back heel. Raiding up on the right was Jordan Courtney Perkins, and he's now out of position, and there's some space perhaps for Logan Rogerson to exploit.
Well, there's willingness when either side's on the ball, but that has been matched at the moment by the discipline to get back. The engine rooms of both sides are working very hard today, keenly aware of the threat.
Still we wait for the game's first goal. Matthews will track that one back without too many problems. Well, Maya's going to make it difficult for him. Guillermo Mai. The ball inside. Looking for the run there of Gallegos. Still there for Auckland FC. And another corner results. The 8th.
Well, there's perseverance. Auckland sustaining a high engagement line. They are recycling with regularity at the moment.
Can they make one of these set pieces count? Again, Gillian is in charge of it. Once again, the elevation is there, and it's a little bit of uncertainty there from Andrew Redmayne, who wasn't sure whether to come or not. He's complaining perhaps that he was impeded.
Maybe a handball in amongst all of that, Piney. It's a lofted ball into that back post. And Hiroki Sakai, the face of anguish at the end.
Gallegos, what a ball! In for Gillian! Off the crossbar from Liam Gillian. As close as Auckland FC have come. What a ball! And all but for Liam Gillian.
Well, it's almost a replication of last week against Brisbane Roar. Auckland pinched the ball as Sydney looked to play out down their left, and what a ball. Not quite the touch, but the chance is still there, and Gillian off the crossbar in front of the port. Well, it might be worthwhile taking a look at that one again. As Wahine this time on the deck, Piney.
Well, this will be furrowing the brow of Ufuk Talay. 2 injuries already. No Douglas Costa through injury. Let's have another look at this one, Jake.
It's delightful. It dissects about 4 Sydney defenders, that ball from Gallegos. And Gillian can't get it under control, but the innovation's there. He just wants to guide it beyond Redmayne. He's not looking to lift it over the keeper. Just put it above and beyond his left shoulder. Unfortunately, too much contact. Too much adrenaline from the youngster.
Looks like Waheem's going to be okay to continue. Steve Corica thought that his side had taken the lead there. Caceres. Still there for Sydney FC, and Segacic. And a block on the edge of the area. And away by Sakai.
Smart piece of defending from Popovic. Spotty check, Guillermo Mai. Trying to return the favour for Courtney Perkins there. Auckland's number 10. So Segacic was advancing down that right-hand side, Piney. Cam Howison with an important intervention, getting back to help out.
Caceres has dropped a lot deeper with Holman's departure to sit at the base, but also still pull some attacking strings. Courtney Perkins can't haul that one in. He's always been such an effective player. Anthony Caceres, 258th game, and this is 12th A-League men's season, 7th at Sydney FC.
Having to move the parts around, particularly in that midfield.
Sydney FC just with a little bit of momentum in the game, and here's Caceres again. Wahine can't keep the move going. They come back though to the Sky Blues. Courtney Perkins, faced by Sakai, gets across in. Oh, some rough and tumble in the penalty area between De Vries and Klamala. Meantime, Liam Gillian's off on a run, pushes it past Matthews. Good pace from Liam Gillian, but Matthews stride for stride, puts it behind for a corner, and they're wondering why there wasn't a free kick in the other penalty area.
Well, there's every right for Sydney FC to ask the question about Francis De Vries. It's a good ball in from Courtney Perkins. It's manageable though. And he's got, I think that's Klamala. You can't see because Francis De Vries is all over the Sydney forward. No call from Sean Evans. We'll see if VAR comes back to it, but Gillian galloping down the left-hand side.
Yeah, Adam Kersey's in the VAR booth, and we're just waiting to see whether he's in comms with Sean Evans. No. So, all above board according to the officiating team. This one's into the 6-yard area. This game's starting to just spring to life. Chances at both ends, and certainly talking points in both penalty areas.
Well, they did say that they've raised the bar for VAR intervention, Piney.
I think in principle that's probably a good thing. Andrew Redmayne with good penalty area management as he grabs that one. An hour gone. Auckland FC subs warming up in front of the port, who are lending their vocal encouragement as they have for the last hour.
Well, at the start of the game, one of the points around this fixture was that both sides could go to their bench for any given situation. Obviously, that has been tested for Sydney FC today, but Auckland can call upon a number to try and break this one open.
Well done from Pineke to find Gillian. Howison's unmarked inside him. Gillian goes himself. Gallegos just unable to control. Nearly, but not quite for the home side. Wahine, well, he was fouled a couple of times in there, and Sean Evans is going to produce a yellow card.
Logan Rogerson that time coming up with another NRL-style grapple. No hesitation producing the yellow card for the number 27.
So Steve Corrick is looking for something different in attack. He could go to Jesse Randall. Max Mata is also on the bench. Jake Brimmer might add something, provided his health is okay. Left out of the starting side today because of a minor illness, but he is stripped and ready to play a part if required.
No Moreno yet. Colombian still waiting in the wings.
Sydney FC are away at Brisbane on Friday night in their round 3 fixture. We know Auckland FC have the derby next Saturday. Good work by Sakai. He's got Rogerson ahead of him. Goes central instead for Mai. Almost some defensive casualness in Sydney FC's defence. Courtney Perkins. Rather fortuitously from Wood, it finds its way into Caceres.
It's been an atrocious battle down this left-hand side for Sydney. Courtney Perkins and Hiroki Sakai really going at it, back and forth.
Wahine. Estrata wins that particular battle. Ball is immediately regained by Sydney FC. Senna. Finds its way through to Segicic. Senna. Here's Ryan Grant. Monica gets it away. Auckland get it back. Gillian was looking for Mai, who was off on a run to Vries.
He's going to get it back.
Yeah, Mai knows he's offside, but he's back onside now as he's Francis de Vries. And the flag has gone up.
Well, I can only feel sorry for the linesman here, but from what I saw, Francis de Vries passed it to himself. Enough blue and black shirts around to create some confusion. Here we go, Piney.
Well, double change coming. Jake Brimmer and Jesse Randall into the action. It'll be Cam Howison, so that's a straight swap. And so is that, Randall for Rogerson. So Cam Howison departs after 65 minutes in the engine room. It's the opposite to last week. And Jesse Randall's going to get 25 minutes to add his attacking impetus in place of Logan Rogerson.
Good shift off the back of the first start for Howison. But a man we didn't see much of last week, Jake Brimmer, being introduced, trying to pry some space open at the base of that Sydney midfield.
Galagos looking to bring Randall into the action nice and early, but a bit too much on it. Brimmer getting involved in a couple of midfield exchanges with Senna. Grant looking for Caceres. How many times would those two have passed the ball to one another in their Sydney FC careers? Caceres getting himself advanced down the right now. Early cross into the area over the top of Patrick Wood and also Patrick Klimala in there.
Yeah, right, Piney. Both Caceres and Ryan Grant were in the players that had the most passes in the opposition's half. Sydney FC actually had 6 of the top 10. To give you an indication of how they tried to control the game last week against Wanderers.
Gillian with another opportunity, runs straight into Ryan Grant. He's going to get a yellow card for that, I would imagine. Indeed. Doesn't even bother turning back to face referee Sean Evans. I think he knew what was coming.
I think that was actually Ryan Grant. Sigicic being held accountable by our cameras there. Ryan Grant not even bothering to turn. Had enough of chasing Liam Gillian that time.
Popular choice of captain for Sydney FC this year. That is very agricultural indeed on the edge of the penalty area from Hayden Matthews. Liam Gillian has been poleaxed.
Couple of touches, the important one nipping in front of Matthews. who's cutting an increasingly tired figure for Sydney FC. Played well, but has been asked to do a lot. And the Port look onwards. And it looks like it's going to be Francis de Vries. Scored a free kick in the pre-season. Give Andrew Redmayne a headache here.
Jake Brimmer fancies it as well.
It's a good distance from goal. Either de Vries or Brimmer can swing through this, not worried about getting it up and down over the wall.
A mini wall in front of Sydney FC's wall. It's Brimmer. And that did not rise to any great heights, unfortunately, after all the build-up.
Sydney so far, Senna, Caceres have stood out, along with the number 4 that's on the ball here, Courtney Perkins.
There's Randall for Auckland. Mike trying to stay onside and has. Good tackle from Leo Senna. Tries to turn defence into attack, but Dan Hall's going to nod that one back to Paulson as he has just. Well, Hall left it just a little bit short of Paulson, didn't he?
Yeah, that was not what Alex Paulson was hoping for from his centre-back. Innovated, though, to keep that one out. Getting a big toe in front of, I believe it was Patrick Wood.
Courtney Perkins bends it in nicely. Heineke gets it away. And just as he was about to pull the trigger, Wahim had it taken off his toe by Vestrata.
Well, Wahim's looked the most likely so far. Gets a chance to deliver this one in.
Well, Auckland FC, the only A-League men's side not to concede so far this season. The corner is towards the near post, away by de Vries. Not quite what was on the mind, I'm sure, of Leo Senna. Just helped it back in without any real power. Stevie Corica, the 9th manager to coach against Sydney FC, having played for Sydney FC. Tony Popovic, Mark Rodan, John Eloisi, Ufuk Tele, Richard Garcia, Dwight York, Ruben Zadkovic and Hayden Fox, the others. Into the final 20 minutes. Still bright sunshine on the far side of the playing surface here at Go Media Mount Smart. Estrada flies in, but doesn't get it. And coming back from an offside position was Jesse Randall. They get going quickly. Wahim and Sakai, and that'll be another free kick for Sydney FC. Anas Wahim. Again, it's Sakai helping him to his feet.
No talking to for Sakai there from Sean Evans. Did, however, clean up Anas Wahim. And still very much planted on these.
Is this the moment for Sydney FC? Looking to go 2 from 2 to start the new campaign. Anas Wahim has picked himself up, dusted himself off, and is addressing this free kick situation. Half a dozen white shirts to aim at in and around the 6-yard area and the penalty spot. The delivery is pretty good. Brimmer heads it straight up in the air. Paulson came and then didn't come. Peineke taken out in the attempt of clearance by Patrick Wood. Falling rather heavily, Nando Peineke, so he might just have the wind taken out of him, so brief stoppage.
Well, Alex Paulson will be very happy with Jake Brimmer. Defended the near post well and then got a bit messy from there on. Paulson coming, then staying. Peineke getting up and over the top of, I think it was Courtney Perkins. Landed rather heavily.
Back on his feet, Nando Peineke. Dutch-born, inspired by Wesley Sneijder, who played 3 World Cups for the Netherlands. Sky Blues win another opportunity. Waheem's in the penalty area. Tracked all the way by Louis Verstraete, who's done really well there to keep Anis Waheem away from goal.
It's just tidying up now as Hiroki Sakai getting caught in transition, looking to punch forward. Because Matthews sent the ball back in the opposite direction, and Waheem had the suggestion of space until Verstraete shut the door.
Nice little slick passing triangles here by Sydney FC. Caceres is at the end of it. Verstraete again with a really crucial tackle in his own penalty area, and a free kick results. A challenge on Hiroki Sakai.
Well, that's unpopular with the port. Sean Evans blew the whistle as Guillermo Mai managed to get his foot on the ball, and Gillian was advancing forward. All off the back of this. Hiroki Sakai, arm around the shoulder from Sigicic.
Gee, Louis Verstraete's been good again, hasn't he? Sitting at the base of Auckland FC's midfield, the number 6. Breaking up would-be attacks, good passing range. Really impressive acquisition for Steve Corica. Now, can DeVries get on the end of this? Not quite, as Matthews gets there ahead of him. 15 minutes plus stoppages to go.
Get the feeling that this one's going to come down to energy. Piney, who's going to empty the tank first?
Well, I wonder whether Sydney's travels might play into that, Jake. They've had to spend a lot of time on the road in the last 7 or 8 days. A lot of these players played in the derby, played midweek in the Champions League. Out here again this afternoon.
Well, the desire's there. You can see the pressing from Sydney. Patrick Wood that time.
Wood goes to ground, picked up by Waheem, who's been really, really good on his first visit to these shores. Flicked on by Courtney Perkins. Patrick Wood's after it. Dan Hall there ahead of him. A back-to-back A-League champion, Dan Hall, with the Mariners the last 2 seasons.
Found himself intertwined with Patrick Wood over these last 5 minutes.
Once again, Verstraete making sure no progress was made by Jordan Courtney Perkins down Sydney's left.
He's really taken command of the midfield over the last couple of attacks, been very disruptive.
Waheem looking to win something down deep in Auckland territory. Rare misstep by Verstraete, but he gets it back. However, it is still there for Jordan Courtney Perkins. So tight down here, but it's in for the meantime. Is that a foul on the edge? Yes, says the referee. Adrian Segicic is the man, so this is a dangerous set-piece situation. And there's a little bit of to and fro featuring Leo Sena and Gallegos.
Waheem telling Sean Evans all about it. So congested. Sydney trying to force their way through with intricate passes. Auckland battling away but not clearing their lines, and half chance falls away of Sigurcic, and Dan Hall. His intervention results in this free kick just outside Alex Paulson's 18-yard box.
So confirmation of the yellow card for Dan Hall. That'll be the least of his worries. His main point of business is trying to defend this free kick. Not that he may have much opportunity if Caceres or Waheem have a sider on goal. Who's it going to be? Waheem likes it straight to the wall. Waheem again and again into the wall. Man down for Auckland FC, could be De Vries. Still there for Sydney. And a shot on the turn. And again, Klimala this time coming together with Paulson. Rather theatrical from Patrick Klimala, but Alex Paulson also made probably unnecessary contact with the pole.
Pinecker's playing peacemaker. You can see what Waheem's trying to do here. Use that top spin to hit it close to Alex Paulson's near post. Ends up collecting De Vries. So in the background there, Alex Paulson marshalling events. It's a bit of nothing, isn't it? Klimala knows exactly what he's doing. Alex Paulson doesn't want to take a sidestep.
I'm not sure it's entirely sensible from Alex Paulson, but I think we'll all just take a deep breath and carry on with the last 10 minutes. Patrick Klimala, new acquisition for Sydney FC, the former under-21 Polish international. Reminder of the derby, our build-up begins at 4 o'clock next Saturday, kick-off at 5, Sky Stadium in Wellington. Alex Paulson, last season's A-League men's goalkeeper of the season. Played every minute for Wellington in their run to the preliminary final.
Bathed in sunshine for the long weekend here in New Zealand.
Still goalless though. Gillian battling for the ball, and Estrada is fouled.
Sigurcic did well there, mitigated the threat of Gillian, but clattered into Estrada.
Auckland want to get going. Gillian can't retain it. Waheem sends Patrick Wood off on a run. Dan Hall, stride for stride, and snuffs out the danger.
There's been some fascinating individual subplots here, not least Wood against Hall.
Courtney Perkins into Wood. Hall is touched tight. Courtney Perkins, Jordan Courtney Perkins! What a save by Paulson. Jordan Courtney Perkins would have been the most unlikely of goal scorers, but as close as Sydney FC have come, probably.
Oh, it is, Piney. Down the left-hand side again. It's a good touch, awareness from Wood. And Courtney Perkins, who had continued his run, got back on side, onto his favoured left foot, and just trying to lift this one up towards Alex Paulson's far post. Perhaps not the contact, but the number 12 for Auckland stood up big.
The sheet stays clean for the meantime for Auckland FC. Anas Waheem's going to take the resulting corner. Bouncing around in the 6-yard area. Scrambling, scrambling, scrambling away. Not all the way away. Still there, and in the back of the net it goes. And Hayden Matthews is the man they run to. The 20-year-old centre-back with his first A-League men's goal has put Sydney FC into an 83rd minute lead here.
Oh, he's been terrific all afternoon. He's had a demanding game so far. Guillermo Mai stretching him defensively. This time found his way in Alex Paulson's 18-yard box. Oh, and it's a delicate touch, Barney. It's a reactive one. It's innovative. And is that Anas Wahim who's driving the ball across? Just wanting to get it back into an area where a teammate can get a touch, and that teammate was Hayden Matthews. And look how they celebrate, Piney. Been asked to work hard for it.
So Hayden Matthews with a crucial first ever A-League men's goal. Is it going to be enough for Sydney FC to go back-to-back at the start of this season and go top of the A-League men's ladder? The Port will need to lift the home side now. Not quite sure what the delay is here.
Well, Sean Evans is suggesting offside. So we haven't heard anything in terms of the VAR review at the moment, but he's just made a gesture there that they're looking at a potential offside.
All right, so we wait.
Can only suggest that this might be off the back of the initial attempt to get rid of the ball, which then rebounded down Alex Paulson's left-hand side. Ball then goes back out to Anas Wahim, who drives it across. But that, I think, is what we could be looking at here, kind of pure speculation.
Adam Kersey is in the VAR booth. Ufuk Talay waits with bated breath. Campbell Kirk Kawana War is playing peacemaker. Confirmation that this goal is being reviewed by VAR. They have reviewed.
Oh, wow. That's a fine margin, Piney. But listen to the reaction here at Mount Smart.
Goal will not count. Patrick Klamala in an offside position. And Hayden Matthews' goal will not stand.
Who's going to harness the energy? Was that all Sydney had? Are Auckland going to respond to the energy from the crowd?
Well, Sydney thought they had it. As quickly as they'd taken the lead, it was taken away from them by Adam Kersey in the VAR booth. Patrick Klamala, the man, we believe, who was offside. Here comes Brummer. Popovic back to Redmayne.
Ufuk Talay's kicking every ball at the moment. frustration. He's looking to channel it and amplify his team here.
Here's Randall. Guillermo Myers in the middle. So too Liam Gillian, but just a bit far ahead of him. Tracks it down though, Gillian. Back into the penalty area, away by Courtney Perkins. Heineke. And he's fouled. So changes coming for Sydney FC. And for Auckland too, Max Mata is into the action. In place of Guillermo Mai. We're going to see Joel King and also Jaden Kucharski for Sydney FC as well. So King's on for Courtney Perkins at left back. I wonder whether Kucharski's coming on for Patrick Wood, who himself is a substitute. We'll just wait and see.
Jaden Kucharski can be a thorn in Auckland's side here in the last few minutes. A very energetic youngster. Look for him to run off Klamala. Keep asking questions of Hall and Heineke.
Max Mata getting in on the action in an aerial fashion early. Just want to keep that one in and finds Gillian. Debris with the first time cross, dealt with by Caceres back defending. We're in the final minute, but there'll be, you'd have to think, at least 5 or 6 added for the VAR check. Corner coming the way of Sydney FC.
Well, Ufuk Tale is still remonstrating with Campbell Kirk Kawana-Waugh.
7 extra minutes minimum. Plenty of time for either side. Auckland struggling to clear. De Vries heads it away. And flag up on the far side.
He's in an unenviable position down there. The assistant referee looking directly into the sun.
That one falls the way of Liam Gillian. De Vries hearing up outside him. De Vries delivers. Mata with the header.
The starter was lurking. The newly introduced number 9, stooping, unable to get the power to truly test Redmayne. This has been really gritty from Sydney FC this afternoon, though, pining injuries. Disallowed goals, chances. An energetic Auckland FC, an allowed port.
And that off the back of a trip up to Japan as well, midweek. So tremendous resolve from Sydney FC. They thought they had one hand on all 3 points. But Hayden Matthews diverted that one into Alex Paulson's goal, but chalked off by VAR.
Back of all of that, Piney, Sydney are finishing the stronger of the two sides. Wouldn't put it past them to create one last chance.
Drilled long for Jaden Kucharski to chase. Dan Hall with a very, very efficient piece of defending for Auckland.
Well, the main stand love that. Dan Hall tracking back, stretching, brought everyone behind the Sydney FC bench to their feet. You hear both coaches there bellowing out instructions, demanding more from their sides.
Will there be one more key moment in this contest? Brimmer. Galagos wanted Randall to chase it. Mata will put pressure on Redmayne. And wins a throw for Auckland.
Karaka's going to be the ball boy.
Hiroki Sakai going to hurl this one in. Max Mata, perhaps the target. It is towards Mata. Nobody can find Will Ponica. Nando Ponica was up there. Helped back by Brimmer out towards Gillian. Just keeps it in Liam Gillian. And behind it goes for a goal kick. Again, good defending by Sydney FC.
He's buzzed around Ryan Grant all day, Liam Gillian. Suggestions off and offside. It's definitely on the shoulder of the Sydney FC captain. But this is leadership here. Disciplined defence, he doesn't lunge in. Demands that Liam Gillian gets beyond him. And ultimately he can't.
Yep, all those years of experience. Even in the 95th minute of the game, Ryan Grant, with no doubt aching legs, was able to get things right defensively. Matthews just helps this one into the stand. Auckland coming home strong. Free kick on the edge. Ryan Grant with the handball, and this will be perhaps Auckland's final chance.
Jake Brimmer looking to find Rogerson. And then the guilty hand pulled away very quickly by Ryan Grant. And this is a dangerous free kick, Piney. Jake Brimmer over the ball, but the wind's just got up here at Mount Smart.
Everybody back for Sydney FC. Everybody in that penalty area for Sydney FC. Plenty of blue and black in there as well, in front of the port. And the final minute of added time. Brimmer and De Vries in charge. It's going to be Brimmer. It's dangerous. Is that handball? That's over the line. It's a backheel goal from Nando Ponica. Nando Ponica has scored the goal that is going to give Auckland FC victory. Calls for handball, but then the big centre-back with the cheeky backheel. It found its way over the line before being cleared, but Nando Ponica is the hero, and Auckland are going to win it.
Oh, it ain't crazy. It's football. How have they been separated this afternoon? Sydney hoping for a VAR intervention. We'll get a chance to view things here. No suggestion of offside. No one else touches the ball apart from Nando Ponica. It's over Sakai, over Mata, falls to Painaka, and just for a moment, only a moment, Piney, does that ball cross the line. What a competition we've had here at Mount Smart this afternoon.
Yeah, it doesn't have to hit the net, doesn't have to stay in the goal, just simply has to cross the line.
They don't deserve it, Piney. Football is cruel like that. Not only in the last minute, but in front of the port.
So Tommy Smith is on for Auckland FC to shore things up at the back.
He's got one job to close this game off for Auckland FC.
We're into the 9th minute of added time. And Max Mata with a foul which will allow Sydney FC to plant this one into the penalty area. Everybody going forward for Sydney FC.
This could be it. This could be the last moment that Sydney FC have here today.
We're in the 100th minute. Launched in by Sydney FC. Painaka gets it away. Caceres lined up the shot. And Jake Brimmer will take it away. All eyes on the referee now. What a contest. 100 minutes of pulsating football action. And Auckland FC become just the second side in A-League history to win their first 2 matches in the competition.
Appreciate your time. It's always tough in these sort of situations. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, obviously pretty disappointed. I thought we did pretty well considering the circumstances, and then to concede quite late, it's pretty disappointing. So yeah, not great.
The disallowed goal only a few minutes prior to that. What was your take on it?
Yeah, they didn't really show the replay, so it was sort of hard to see. But from the still shot I saw, I thought it was earlier in the play, but obviously it's offside. But yeah, it's a tough one to take.
You've obviously had a lot of travel. There might be some fatigue factor in there. Do you feel like maybe all of that football in the last week or so caught up with you a bit at the end there?
I don't think so. We sort of said there's no excuses. To play every couple of days is a pleasure. As players, you don't really like training, you prefer to play. So even though there was some travel involved, there's no excuses. It's just, yeah, disappointing way to end.
And just lastly, your first time out against Auckland FC. What do you take away from what this team is all about here in Auckland?
Yeah, obviously they've had a great start to the season. It's a great crowd, so it's obviously good for the league and for the city and the team. So hopefully they're here to stay and can have a real impact.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Safe travels.
No worries. Thank you very much. Cheers.
And we'll head over now to Hiroki Sakai, the victorious captain here in Auckland for the second week in a row. I'll let the crowd cheer for you. This place erupted after that goal. How are you feeling after this win?
Yes, first of all, the 2 game is amazing game consecutive, so it's amazing match. Yeah.
It's early days, but how much belief is there in this Auckland FC team in terms of what you can achieve?
Yeah, it's also incredible, no? Because we are we joined to A-League this year, but now we are top table now. So this is it's a miracle. That because you see the big supporters, so I'm so happy now.
You're so happy. Just before I let you go, there's a big game next week, the derby against the Wellington Phoenix.
Yeah.
How will you look to go into that game?
Yeah, I'm so excited this QE derby because this game will be the Memorial Day for the New Zealand, I think.
Hiroki, thank you so much. Congratulations. Hiroki Sakai, the victorious captain there, and do stay with us because we will have so much more reaction and analysis from that stunning Auckland win after the break.